So I'm out here working, and well, I'm watching the explosion at Trump Towers in Vegas today. There was a Tesla truck exploded in front of the Trump Towers. Now, a lot of mainstream media is saying that it was a battery explosion, and it's not. You can see the initial explosion in the video blows the trunk lid off and blows the back window out of the Cybertruck. And that's what causes catastrophic damage to the batteries, which later on in the video, which I'm going to play right here in a second, later on in the video you can see the batteries ignite, and you can see the explosion from that. So I'm going to play the video of the Tesla truck exploding. You'll see a primary explosion that goes off, and then as it starts to mushroom, you see the sides of it come in. Then there's a secondary explosion. That's when you start seeing all the lithium sparks. They didn't cause a lot of damage when they set this explosion off, because it basically, the truck itself being built the way that it is, essentially caused it to become a shaped charge, that all the force from the explosion went up and out the back. But it physically moves the truck. You can see in the video that the truck itself moves forward when it explodes. The battery packs in those trucks, the fire starts in the cab for one, and they're not designed to do that. There's a bunch of videos of Tesla trucks catching on fire because if they take damage to those lithium-ion batteries, it causes thermal runaway, which ignites these batteries, and then they ignite each other, and it's like fucking set of Roman candles. Well, the truck is built in a way that if the battery pack is damaged, that it vents to the bottom. That's the way their cars are built too. They basically created a shaped charge over the battery cell in these vehicles to push the force down and out. I'm gonna play this video of that Cybertruck exploding, and then I'm gonna play a video of a Tesla vehicle exploding in China. Now, I don't know what caused the explosion in China, but the battery pack exploded, and I will show you that video, and I'm going to freeze in on some things just to demonstrate like how they're designed and what they're doing, because if you watch the China video, all of it comes out from under it, and I'll walk you through it when we get there. Anyway, let's get started. So there was the explosion of the Cybertruck at Trump Towers today. Here is a video of a Tesla truck catching on fire in Texas. This thing doesn't have a catastrophic explosion. You can see the fire underneath of it. It's kicking out the bottom. It's no big deal. Here's the China explosion. Watch. It starts doing its thing. Then, here, come on now. Are we gonna explode thing? I don't know why the video's not playing right. But it explodes, and there it goes. Boom. Now, big explosion, big fire explosion. It all blows out from under the car. Watch when it comes back. When the car's visible again, it didn't even blow the hood off. It looks really bad, but Teslas are designed with the battery pack is basically a shaped charge that angles down. Yeah, it'll burn forever, but if they explode, if it has that thermal runway, watch, it all shoots out from under the car. That camera in that parking garage in an enclosed area didn't even move. Now watch, the force of this explosion shakes the camera that's farther away than the other one, moves the truck. If you look in the top left corner there, it moves the truck, blows the damn trunk lid off, also in the top left corner, and then it's freaking insane. That was definitely 2 explosions, because it starts to die down, then the battery packs explode too, and that's what all these sparkles are. So it explodes with the primary explosive, whatever was set, whatever the charge was. The Tesla truck essentially becomes a shaped charge and pushes everything to the rear. Boom. And now watch this explosion. It starts to die down. Watch it sucks back in on the sides, and then boom, it blows out the bottom. That is the battery packs igniting. The first thing was a fucking explosive. It was a set explosive. Now, what really bothers me is the upcoming videos. Like, this shit bothers me. People like trying to say this was just a battery explosion, a Tesla truck fire, and the battery just fucking went off. No, that's not at all what happened. And let's stop fucking lying about it. Like, that's not what happened. You can clearly see that there's a primary explosion, and then the battery packs go after they're catastrophically damaged. So let's not be stupid. You've got so many angles here. Like, the first one is the only one people talk in. The next angle, they're watching the people walk out. They're not, these later videos, the ones that nobody's talking in, it looks like they're gauging response. Like, this is how they evacuate. This is a whole nother angle here. And then here's a 4th angle, and they're watching the police response. Like, this shit bothers me a little bit, because nobody's speaking in any of these videos. Like, they're gauging police response, seeing which way they come in from. So yeah, they're watching which way people evacuate, and it's just kind of, it bothers me. The people that were really concerned, they heard the explosion, and they started filming. Then you've got 3 more angles where nobody says a word. They're filming, but nobody says a word. They're muted. They've got all the sound off. 3 different angles. One, they're not watching the fire burn. They're watching the people evacuate. The other, they just kind of, it just showed that angle for a second. And then it goes to the one that's watching the police response. That's just odd to me. The other people were watching the smoke, and they were focused on, oh, what's going on over there? Like, well, I wonder what it was. The other people seemed like there was no commentary to it, and they just watched people evacuate, kind of film the explosion from a distance, and then watch the police response. There's probably more angles out there watching the police response. I bet if there was a way to run the full video, I bet you some of those camera angles that were watching, like the one that was watching people evacuate, and the one that, like, it's hard to tell. You've got to be watching real close to notice that it's different than the angle that's watching people evacuate. Well, that one, I bet, was on before the explosion. That's why you don't really see anything in that angle, even in the news cut, like where it showed that, where I pulled that from. It just clipped to it for a second and didn't show anything. There was no talking, it didn't show anything. It was just a different camera angle. And I wonder what else was on that video. Things have moved at work. I gotta go.